Hello, Namaste. This is Mauna Ramachandra, a disciple of Srimati Veena Sahasrabuddhe ji, and Ragmala and Shrivani Jade have asked me to speak about Veena Tai and recall some incidents about her. So I said I'll speak about the 2001 concert that she did for Ragmala in Seattle. I'll speak about the planning of that concert and the structure and how that concert was, some stories about that. So in that concert, Veena Tai has presented 3 ragas, Rag Shri, Rag Maru Bihag and Rag Jog Kaus. So now about Shri, the story is that, Pandit D.V. Paluskar ji, he has immortalized Hari Ke Charana Kamala with his recording, and perhaps that was one of the complete raga recordings in a longer format, because the other recordings he's done were for sort of 3 minutes, and this recording had a very big impact on Veena Tai. And she said, Shri gana hai to aise hi gana hai, you have to sing Shri just in this form. And of course she learnt various other bandishes, but along the way then she stuck to this template of singing a sort of madhya vilambit lay jhaptal Hari Ke Charana, followed by 2 other compositions. So in a way I think Shri was her tribute, and she always sang it in that mood of surrender to possibly Pandit D.V. Paluskar ji. Then she sang Maru Bihag. Now Maru Bihag was not a rag she sang very frequently, because Bihag and Yaman are these ragas she would choose to sing quite a bit, and of course you can't sing Rag Maru Bihag after that. So but there's a very sort of sweet incident about Maru Bihag that she recalls, and she says, what she sings in Maru Bihag is Patiya le jao Pranava Piya ke paas. Now Pranava Piya is Pandit Omkarnath Thakur ji. So she recalls, and this is her childhood memory, that Pandit Omkarnath Thakur ji used to live in Banaras, and he had a car in the 1950s that he would drive all the way from Banaras to Gujarat, where he lived. So Kanpur was a natural halt, and he stayed with Veena Tai's father, and because he was a Sanskrit scholar, he used to speak in, apparently I believe, in that Sambodhan form, and he used to call her Veene. And she remembers as a child him having like very shiny long hair that used to shake when he spoke, that used to move. So she used to recall this all the time and say, and I think she's also sang a Dhrut composition by Pandit Balwantrai Bhatt ji, who is a disciple of Pandit Omkarnath Thakur. So the final raga she chose is Rag Jog Kaus. Now she had an ideal person, ideal artist for every rag, and Srimati Manik Verma ji was a huge ideal when she sang Jog Kaus. So she says, and she used to say, that when she first performed, Jog Kaus once, Pandit C.R. Vyas ji was sitting in the audience, and Pandit C.R. Vyas ji's guru has composed this raga Jog Kaus. And so what she says is, he after the concert came and said, Areva, this is our raga, and how come you've sung it so well? Where did you learn it from? But of course she didn't have an answer, and she didn't say anything. So she said she just smiled at him because she picked this up herself. So there are 3 beautiful compositions, the last one being a composition of Pandit Vasant Thakar ji, her guru, who's composed a beautiful Ektal Dhrut composition. So of course she sang 3 bandishes in every raga. So there's, very quickly I'll tell you the story of 3 bandishes, because in just one generation before Veena Tai, there were these great masters who carved out such a big place for themselves in this field of Hindustani classical music, and they used to sing the Vilambit composition slightly slower, in a slower tempo than traditional. And on the other side, when they sang Drut, because they wanted to sing faster tans and even faster tans, the tempo of the Drut would be very, very fast. So if there were, just to give you an example, if it was 4-second gap between two beats in the Vilambit, like Dhin, Dhin. On the other side, there was a Drut which, the whole 16th cycle of Teen-tal was literally in 4 seconds. So there was so much contrast. So she just wanted a sort of landing platform or a, restful mood. She wanted to bring back that restful mood in her performances. So she chose to always sing this Madhyalaya composition. And also because she, of course, liked lyrics very much, and she thought that, can bring out the bhav and of the words. And she always used to say this, that to bring out the feel and to, give importance to these lyrics, and so that the audience also enjoys these wonderful lyrics that great composers have written. So she thought she should include Madhyalaya to bring out those facets that she could do with her voice and with her music. Yeah, please do go ahead and listen to all these recordings that will be released on YouTube. And thank you so much, Dr. Ramesh Ganguly ji and Shrivani, for letting me speak. Thank you.